Take as many with us as we can for the family.
I'm gonna have sex with Blake.
No, you're...
And we were on mute, and now we are not muted. So now you should be able to hear me. So what I was trying to say before is that I was watching I was watching nothing. Me and my wife, we went and saw Terrifier 3. I'm a huge fan. I was going to put this out on the Haunted Basement channel, but my OBS is linked up to the Hardcore channel. So accidentally going up on this channel, but I can go ahead and record it, and I can, like, you know, maybe do some editing, and then we'll add it to the Hardcore, we'll add it to the Haunted Basement channel. But the reason why I wanted this to jump on live real quick and talk about Terrifier 3 is because, man, I was, you know, hearing a lot of, you know, news about it, about people, you know, walking out of the movie theater and, you know, just not, I don't know, they were too grossed out or they didn't like it. I'm going to tell you right now, I went to the early showing today. I just got out of it. You know, there was only like maybe 5 other people there. And by the end of the show, it was just me, my wife, and then 2 other people. I watched 3 people walk out of it, and one guy almost made it to the end, and he walked out of it. And I can probably understand why, because if you've seen the movie, you're going to understand, like, what the hell just happened. It's like we are missing scenes from the movie. There's absolutely things that go on in this movie that it fast forwards, and it's like you totally miss scenes. But let's jump in at the beginning of the film. Okay, the beginning of the film, be honest with you, we walked in a couple minutes late because Art the Clown was already in the house wearing Santa Claus outfit, and he goes up to, like, the parents' bedroom, and there's like this little girl that's watching him. And man, I think he takes like a hammer or a knife, and he just starts going to town on the husband sleeping, and all you can see is the wife, like, saying, hey, like, she's moving in bed, she's like waking up, she's like, hey, calm down. You just hear like splat, splat, and then like she like looks at her hand, she's like covered in blood, and then she notices her husband just all mangled up. Like, what Art does in this film is he likes to cut limbs off. I'm talking fingertips, I'm talking arms, I'm talking legs. You know, he's going to town on people, maybe taking off above their shoulders. It is freaking absolutely crazy and scary as hell. Yo, what's up, JLS Fire Gaming? Man, glad that you're here. What's up, Mr. Easy Go Lucky? Yeah, dude, I didn't mean to put this out up on my other channel. I just, you know, my OBS is linked to the Haunted Base, or the Hardcore comic books, so that's where we're at. Oh, your showing is sold out tonight. Dude, I'm going to be doing spoilers, so, like, if you want to go ahead and cut out, it's totally cool. But, yeah, that's why I went and saw I went and saw a matinee. You know, me and my wife went and saw it. My wife, she seen Terrifier 1 a while ago, but then she went ahead, the last 2 days, we broke out the Blu-ray, and so she watched Terrifier 2. She finished it last night. When she got home, she stayed up late last night watching it. Dude, I'm doing pretty good, brother, man. I just, got out of the movie theater watching Terrifier 3, and I want to go ahead and just jump on, live and do my review live, so it's fresh in the brain, kind of just talk about it. Yeah, go ahead, log out, Mr. Easy Go Lucky. Come back later and check it out, because, I don't want you to hear any spoilers. So, but thank you for stopping by, man. Hit that like on the way out, dude, for real. Check out, come check it out later, after you've seen the movie. Go ahead and check it out. Come check it out and check out the video and tell me what you think of the film, dude. But, so, I'm doing good, Fire Gaming, so... Going into the film, like I said, I was a little bit late. Art's already there, doing his bidding, man. He's just wanting to kill everybody. But, after he gets done killing the mom and dad, the little girl's hiding in, a cabinet, and he sits down and he's eating milk and cookies, man. He got like red all in the milk, dude, from the blood from his hands. Freaking crazy. But, then he goes and he cleans his plate, and then he hears the girl in the cabinet, and he opens the cabinet door and he sees the girl. And then it cuts to like previous, like 5 years ago, or it jumps five years ahead. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's great. I'm talking about it now. So if you want to jump out too, no worries at all. I just want to get this review out. So come and go. No worries. You stay. Awesome. But I am going in the spoilers, pretty much from here on out. So you're going to cut to I'm not going to go, scene by scene, because I can't quite remember it all, but 2 hours did go by pretty damn fast. I was surprised with the ending. You thought it was good. Billy Dean, good to see you here. You thought it was good. A 7 out of 10. 2 was better because of the soundtrack. Okay. I don't know if you're going to talk about soundtrack as in, the music or like the songs in it, but, Welcome to the Clown Cafe. I love that one in part 2, but I thought the score of part 3 was amazing. I thought, oh man, this movie's sounding really good. I'm digging the score of it, but, when we get to see Sienna, when she finally comes in, she's kind of broken, and it's been 5 years, and she's been in and out of like the psych ward pretty much, where she's hallucinating, all of her dead friends. Man, I thought that was good. She was at like the dinner table with her aunt and uncle and her niece, and you get introduced to her niece, Gabby, I believe is her name. Okay, yeah, we got to get into that, where Jonathan is, let's talk about it real quick. We'll jump into that, because first off, Sienna seeing her dead friend saying, you killed me. All bloody. I mean, this gross as hell. The practical effects are to the 9 on this one for sure. So, talking about Jonathan here real quick. Okay, man, when they first started making part 3, I heard, my sources told me that Damon Leone was wanting to make this a 4-hour movie, He had so much stuff that he wanted to put into it that he wanted to make it 4 hours. But then, instead of just doing a 4-hour movie, they were going to go ahead and cut it up and make two movies out of it, a part 3 and a part 4. And after watching this movie, there is so many scenes that got cut out, or they fast forward something, and like all of a sudden, Jonathan is dead. They're like, this is Jonathan, but we didn't see that at all. They cut away from that. And so it's like, makes you think, was there another extended version of this film, which there has to be, that 4-hour edit, and we already heard, even right before Terrifier 3 came out, like on Wednesday, is when I heard is that they're already planning on Terrifier Part 4. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then going into the movie, just watching it, I'm like, there's things that just happen too fast, and cutaway scenes, and like people are already dead. Like even with Jonathan, and then we're going to be talking about the uncle. All of a sudden he's dead. The last time we see the uncle is that he's pulling up to Jonathan's school, into the dorm room, and he's in the car, and he's like, Jonathan, where you at? I'm right here where you told me to park. And then Jonathan's like, okay, I'll be right there. And from the first one that Art and like it was the girl, God, I had her name, the little clown girl, what's her name? Oh, I get slipping my mind. She wasn't in this one, but she was able to like manipulate people's voices over the phone. So maybe that's what happened. Because after that, like we don't see Jonathan, we don't see the uncle. Next time we see the uncle, he's got nothing above his shoulders and his head's on top of the Christmas tree, and Art is like pulling out all of his intestines and wrapping around the Christmas tree like lights. It's like, oh my God, it's a terrifying Christmas. And that was like an original song that they kept on playing. Yeah, I like it. So in the part where they're like in the mall and Sienna, you know, Laura Rivera sees freaking Art the Clown. She thinks it's Art, you know. He's got the Santa Claus outfit on, and he's got the Santa Claus mask, and he kind of just slowly looks at her and then like does his little wave to her, and she knows, and you know that it is him. And then when, you know, the real Santa Claus takes off, there's a couple Santa Claus parts here. I'm going to be jumping all around this, you know, but when we're in the mall and freaking Art, you know, goes and sits in Santa Claus's chair because Santa Claus went to break. And then one of the kids says, Santa! And he's like, come here. And the kid runs over to Santa Claus, and he has his bag there, which he painted red. And so now he pulls out, you know, I'm like, what's he going to do? He starts pulling out toys and handing it to all the kids. And all the kids see it. Oh, Santa's handing out, you know, toys from his bag. And all the kids run over there. And then like the security guard, and like they realize that that's not, you know, the Santa Claus, and he goes and he takes Art and he's like, you gotta leave. And you see this kid opening up this present and all these kids around. I'm like, are they gonna go there? I'm like, I already knew like what's gonna happen when he opens that present. And all of a sudden he opens it up and a bomb goes off, boom, and kills all the little ones. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Wow. I can't believe he just did that. That was crazy. And then we're going to have like, you know, the shower scene. Holy crap, dude. Was that freaking not awesome as hell? What's up, Marcus? How you doing, dude? I'm doing spoiler review of Terrifier 3. Put it out on the wrong channel because my OBS was linked up to the Hardcore Comics channel, but that's okay because it's all being recorded and I can just go ahead and post it up on the Haunted Basement channel. But I'm doing spoilers, so if you want to jump out, no worries, it's cool. Come back after you've seen it, but if you don't mind the spoilers, man, I'm just going through them right now. They had it coming. You know, that was, I'm like, this blonde girl, dude, you know, man, she was ripped. I'm like, oh, dude, is that the couple that has sex in the shower? And then like when she's, you know, begging him to, you know, have Jonathan go on her podcast so they can talk about the Miles County clown. And, so she was all seducing him, like, oh my God. And then they cut away from him. But like, it was so cool because Art's like listening to him. And she's like, you know, I want to be in the presence of something that evil, like to look into his eyes. Does he even have a soul? And like Art's like looking at him, and like the boyfriend's like, it sounds like you want to fuck Art the Clown. And Art's just like, yeah, you know. I thought that was pretty funny. We can get in, you know, with what Veronica. So the big, I would say the big elephant in the room is Veronica. You know, she birthed Art's head at the end of part 3. And then it even cuts to the night where, at the end of Terrifier 2, where Art is laying there without his head, and a security guard or cop comes in and finds him, and then calls for backup. And then like Art freaking appears. I can't remember. Then he takes off. I can't say that D word here. I don't. And what do you say? I don't think Art killed that little girl in the opening scene. I wonder if I can like put those up on screen. I don't know. That'd be cool. Yeah. So you don't think at the beginning? Yeah. So I don't know. They didn't really show. Dude, that was confusing as hell to me because like I almost thought like that was the aunt and the uncle and Gabby. You know. and because it like jumped forward, fast forward, so it kind of really. That's what I'm saying. This movie's missing scenes, or they edited it really weird to me. Like I almost think that like it is a longer movie. There's a 2-parter. It is a 4-hour movie, and they're cutting it up into 2 movies. It comes out on VOD November 26th. Man, you gotta wait till November 26th. Golly, that's like 5-6 weeks. I wouldn't want to wait. I would definitely go check this thing out in the movie theater if you haven't, or if you're not planning to. I would. I mean, I'll give you my ranking here. I'll give you my ranking right now. This is a spoiler at the end. I like this movie. I give it an 8 out of 10, and it might even go higher. I don't think it's going to go lower for me, even though like there is some bad editing choices here, but it's got to come forward into part 4. Part 4 has got to show you pretty much be the same night, because it kind of jumped from place to place, you know, and like there was 5 years gap. Where did Jonathan go? But that, so like I'll be all sporadic, like I'm telling you. So in the shower scene, she's seducing her boyfriend, and when they finally go in there, Art pulls out the chainsaw. So this was like, what, he's pulling out this chainsaw. That's cool. Why did he use the chainsaw? Like right when he pulled it out, he used it for the rest of the film. Like that was his killing tool of choice, was the chainsaw. So I mean, it was kind of weird, but I know why, because he likes to take off limbs in this. And I think Damon Leone's like, you guys want to see a chainsaw killer and like see what it would be like to actually see someone's arm get, cut off with a chainsaw. Get fingers cut off, and then like almost cutting the leg off. So like he's trying to start it, and the dude's fucking the girl in the shower, and she kind of looks because she hears a, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden, Nick goes breaking in, like, "What the fuck?" He's got the chainsaw, and he hits the fucking dude in like the back, and like because the dude's in front, you know, and the girl's right here. So the guy's like protecting the girl almost. And he goes down and he fucking starts cutting his fucking leg, but he doesn't cut it off all the way. And like a little bit later on, like when he tries to run, it just shows his leg to snap off and falls off. Freaking crazy. Yo, what's up, Garth Wong? How are you, man? I'm talking Terrifier 3. Spoiler right here. Didn't mean to put it up on this channel, but I did. But go ahead. If you want to click off, you're more than welcome to, if you don't want to know any spoilers. But this is straight up hardcore spoiler review of Terrifier 3. And I know it's only been out like, 3 days. But thank you for stopping by. You know, hit the like button if you are here. Before you take off, go... if you want to stay, no worries. Like I said, if you want to leave, no worries, dude. I just want to get this out on video. So, when the dude's like, then he turns back to the girl, right? And he's just fucking going to town on her with the chainsaw, and it's like cutting her all up. And it doesn't show any nudity. It did pretty good. I was looking for some boobs there, and like, the girl did a pretty good job of covering herself up. But man, she got cut up and like did something with her face, and like, Art's wearing those glasses, dude, man. I got the frickin' Terrifier 2 DVD upstairs, the Blu-ray. I'd show you his glasses, but she's wearing those glasses. And so, like, this is the same girl that said, you know, I want to look into the eyes of Art the Clown and see if he has a soul. And he, like, takes his glasses off, and he's, like, looking right into her eyes. And, like, she looks into his eyes, and it's, like, saw nothing but darkness. And then, like, I think is that where he did? He, like, rips her face off. Cutting off limbs. There's body parts everywhere. This is where he does the snow angel in the blood. It's just like, oh, it was gross. Okay, so what he did with the guy, so the guy's trying to crawl away, and he takes that chainsaw. Dude, like Marcus, like in this movie, like, so her dad is a comic book artist, right? And so he's drawing all these guys, and Sienna at a young age is like, when are you going to draw, you know, a female? When are you going to draw a girl? And he's like, well, you know, when the time's right. And then like he thinks about it, and then he's like, he ends up drawing, you know, the warrior princess that is Sienna. And like when he goes to hands Sienna, young Sienna, that picture, that drawing of her as an adult, like they start fucking like lightning starts happening, and like they almost start having seizures. It was fucking hella scary. So shit going on with that, and then all of a sudden nothing. So there's so many little scenes, and like even like dialogue where they're talking about like demons, and like there's only one person that can stop a demon and stuff like that. There was so much stuff that they put in this movie, and dialogue-wise, scene-wise, that has to, be in a follow-up movie, because it's definitely a two-parter. We already know Terrifier 4 is coming out, and like I said, in the beginning of the stream, Damien Leone wanted to do a 4-hour video or 4-hour movie, and instead of doing that, because he had so much stuff he wanted to put in this, they went ahead and said, let's just make it a two-parter. Yeah, we know part 2 was awesome. Everyone's waiting for 3, but let's make it a trilogy. I mean, part 1. I guess this would be like five movies that's Art's in with Terrifier. What was it? That other one that he was in. But see, I'm getting off topic, but I'm talking all Terrifier here. So all knowledge of Terrifier and Art the Clown. So the boyfriend, after getting lucky in the shower, but his luck ran out when Art showed up. When he's trying to crawl away, like Damien Leone is saying, like, you want to see what a chainsaw does to a body, I'm going to show you what a chainsaw does to the body. And what he did in one with the girl, spread eagle upside down, and he saws her, from her pussy down. I'm swearing in this, sorry about that. But that's what he did. In this one, he's going to take that chainsaw and he's going to go right up that dude's cock and balls and his asshole with the chainsaw and just, and like, split them that way, split them up, and it just kept cutting away and going to it. It would show his balls and everything. It was so gross, blood going everywhere, this muscle. It was this like, oh my God, my wife's sitting there just watching this the whole time. I'm over like, oh my God, he's gonna actually do that. My wife's just watching it like nothing. That's why she's the best, dude. I'm just over here getting like, oh, I'm like rooting for it. I'm just so good. I'm like, oh, I can't believe they go there. He went there. The chainsaw, Art the Clown. I want to talk about how he gets his Santa Claus outfit. He goes into the strip club, dude. No, it's not the strip club. He goes into the bar, and that dude that's wearing the Santa Claus outfit, I don't have the actor's name up. I might be able to look it up. Oh, I don't have my phone. I don't want to mess anything up. But so the actor that he was playing Santa Claus, they offer him a drink because they think it's funny and all this stuff. But then Art the Clown like pisses on him. But this actor is the same actor from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the strip club owner, the dude that like dressed up as Frankenstein. And then he gets killed by Michael Myers. So this fucking actor is so lucky that he can say that he's been killed by Michael Myers and killed by Art the Clown. How fucking cool is that to put on your resume, man? I want to see this guy at a con now. It's like, dude, man, you're in both of those movies. How's it feel to get killed by the most iconic motherfucker, Michael Myers, and then, the new generation sick motherfucking horror slasher, Art the Clown. That's so cool. But yeah, he ends up, what's his name? That dude, I can't remember, Hooper or whatever his name, his brother, the fugly looking one, he's in it. Tom Savini has a little quick cameo in it where he's talking about the bomb that went off. I'm like, oh, Tom Savini, hella cool, But then like all this stuff's going on. Like it's really like, so now we got to get back to Veronica. So like Art makes his way back to Veronica where she has his head because she births it. So he like rips off that black guy's head that he put on to make his way there so he can see where he was going. And then he puts his head back on. And then Chris Jericho's there and he's like, there's some disturbance down on D12, cell block 3 or whatever. And then freaking when he shows up, Art and Veronica just like tag team him and then they rip his face off. And then you have like Veronica speaking as of like Art. Like she is now the vessel that is, because Art doesn't speak. He's never spoken in any of the films that he's been in. But now we got Veronica speaking like him. So like they make it to like that house or whatever. This is at the beginning. Veronica and him after he gets his head back. And then Veronica gets into the bathtub and like she's like breaks the fucking mirror, and so she has a big old shard of glass, and of course she sits in the bathtub and it's kind of got like some bloody water in it, maybe just a couple inches, and then she freaking takes that damn knife on her wrist and just cuts it open and blood just starts gushing out. And like she lays there in the bathtub. And then Art goes, and like I think this was kind of like an homage to like what is it, Black Christmas, you know, what Dave McRae did, but you know, It's Me Billy, chapter 1 and chapter 2. If you haven't seen It's Me Billy, it's out on YouTube on Dave McRae's channel. It just came out yesterday, 2 days ago. I backed it for him, so like got my name in the titles because I helped pay for that shit. And it's absolutely amazing fan film. It's Me Billy, chapter 2 just came out on the 11th. But so now Art's, like I said, like he goes and sits in the chair in the attic, kind of like Black Christmas, where the girl was dead with the freaking bag around her head. So like he just sits there and looking out the window. Then like 5 years later, it says, and like this demolition crew is going in the house because they need to demo this house. So they're like checking it out. One of the demolition crew members, he comes up upon Veronica in the bathtub, and it's just covered in all this blood, and it looks so gross as hell. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And then the other guy goes up to the attic and he sees Art the clown. He's like, what the fuck? Is this a mannequin or whatever? And he's just sitting there, you know, in a chair looking out the window with cobwebs all around him. He's covered in cobwebs, dude. Man, it's freaking crazy. What's up, Corey Russ? No worries that you're late, dude. I'm doing a hardcore spoiler movie review of Terrifier 3, dude. I'm talking all spoilers. I've been talking in all videos. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I give you permission. You can leave and come back later. But if you want to stick around, go ahead. But go ahead and hit that like button since you're here. So freaking, he's sitting up there with nothing but cobwebs because he hasn't moved in fucking 5 years. And he's covered in cobwebs. I'm like, this is so cool. And like, so both of them, the members are, one's downstairs with Veronica, the other one's upstairs with Art, and like almost at the same time, you know, they're calling each other. Veronica like opens her eyes and she pulls her hand out of the bloody water, and she's still holding that shard of glass that she used on herself, and freaking stabs the guy in his neck, dude, and blood starts going everywhere. And then upstairs, Art's got his eyes closed, and then like the dude's fucking looking at him like, are you even real? All of a sudden, Art opens his eyes and his mouth, and then he fucking gets him. He kills him. Can't remember quite how he killed him, but there was a lot of gore in it. How the hell did Ice 9 Kills song fit with the movie? I was so fucking listening to the score and everything. I don't know, man. You got me on that one. I'm not sure about that song. The Ice 9 Kills song. I don't know, man, but maybe, I don't know the song, but dude, he's killing everybody. It's like, you're getting, but see what I don't know if I liked it. I don't know if the fans are going to like it, but with Veronica, she ends up dressing up exactly like Art the Clown. Makeup and attire and everything. And she is talking for Art, but it sounds like it's a male demonic voice coming out of her. It doesn't sound like a female voice. It sounds like maybe it is actually, maybe the actor, he's split my, you know, I'm going live, David Howard Thornton, maybe that was his real voice coming through Veronica. I don't know, but throughout all the movies, like I said, Art was silent killer, silent, didn't talk. But Veronica throughout this whole movie is like, yeah, she's talking pretty much the whole time. So where are we at right now? Okay. Woo, go back up. Don't lose you now. So, pretty wholesome so far. What are you guys talking about? Yeah. I mean, it's a family movie, man. Go take your kids to see it. Yeah, right. That's one thing I won't take my daughters to go see. I still won't let him even see Art the Clown. I got a keychain. It came with that right there. I don't know if that's picking up or not. They know who he is, but I won't let him watch the movies. So Veronica's with Art. They're killing fucking motherfuckers. They kill people at the sorority house. Just them two, I guess. But then all of a sudden, like, we're back. We're in Sienna's house because Sienna, like, Jonathan and Sienna talked, and Jonathan is like, he's kind of trying to get over it. Like, maybe Now, maybe it wasn't real, or if it is, like, maybe he's finally gone. But it only takes Sienna to, like, convince him, like, talk to him for a second. No, this shit's real. And Jonathan's like, where's the soul sword? Where's the sword? She's like, it's still buried in the Terrifier. He's like, you need to go unbury that. And so all of a sudden, Sienna comes home and she's got this present, but her hands are all dirty. And little Gabby's like, why are your hands so dirty? What's in that box and stuff? She like puts the present behind the Christmas tree, and then she goes washes all the dirt off her hands. So she went and like probably dug up the soul sword to freaking take down Art the Clown. What took him down? That can't say that word. That took his above his shoulders off of him, and in part 2. So she has that. So we know that's in the house, right? They find out on the news about the bombing in the mall, and freaking Sienna's, that was Art the Clown. It was Art the Clown. I know it was him. You need to go get Jonathan. She gets on the phone. Jonathan, you need to come here. And that's where it kind of cuts to where the uncle is picking up Jonathan, but he's not there. He's like, Jonathan, I parked where you said for me to park. Where are you at? And all of a sudden you hear Jonathan on the phone say, okay, I'll be right there. And then you never see Jonathan again. And the next time you see the uncle, he doesn't have what's above his shoulders. And it's what his head is sitting on top of the Christmas tree like the angel. And Art is wrapping the Christmas tree with his intestines. Freaking gross. And then they get the wife. She's tied up. And then there's like a present in front. Sienna's tied up. So because Sienna comes downstairs because she took some like sleeping pills. So she woke up like at 12 o'clock and she's like, what the fuck? So she goes downstairs, and that's when Art attacks her. And like right at the beginning of the scene, I'm thinking this right here is a dream sequence. This is a dream sequence, but it just keeps going on and on and on. I'm like, I realize, no, this is real. They're really fighting. Sienna's getting her freaking ass beat down. Like she cannot get the upper hand on Art. And through the whole time, Laura Lavera is just wearing like a Christmas sweater and some pants. We never get no different change of attire, wardrobe change at all. What we got in Terrifier 2, she's wearing that striped white and black blouse, sweater, but then she turns into her Halloween costume, becomes the warrior princess. Stunning as hell. We don't get anything like that in this one. You almost get her where she is like, she's dealing with the drama that happened. And there was even one part in the movie where they're saying that, like, what Sienna's probably the killer because there was no clown ever found. And she would be probably put in prison for life if it wasn't for her brother Jonathan that testified for her defense. And so, like, there's that narrative that Art's not even real and Sienna's the actual killer. Jonathan helped, testified with her so that, she wouldn't get, all those murder charges on her. So like there's these bits and parts of the story being thrown at us, but we never get a conclusion to it. Well, we never get to know if that's really what happened. We're missing a lot of the film. And with it being a two, it's got to be a two-parter. I mean, they're saying they're making part 4. So obviously, what we missed in this one's got to be thrown in it. And be honest with you, when it finally ended, I was like, this isn't the ending. Like, and it ended and the fucking credits come up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, really? And like, it went by fast because at first I was like, okay, there's a lot of like him butchering, a lot of blood, a lot of gore, a lot of practical effects, which is awesome. And a little bits of the story thrown in there. But by the time we get to the end of the story, you're waiting for like, okay, we're going to have this big conclusions, which we do, but we're missing Jonathan. And then, okay, what happens to Gabby? So Veronica is sitting there talking while Sienna and the mom is like blocked, they're got their hands tied behind their back. They always wanted to do something about opening up presents, and there's that present in the front in between them two. What's up, Backwoods Collector? Yo, I'm doing the hardcore spoiler review on Terrifier 3. Just got out of the movie theater today. Me and my wife went and checked it out. So, like again, I'll tell you, if you don't want any spoilers, you can go ahead and leave now. So make sure you hit that like button before you do. But if you want to hang around for a little bit, if you don't care about spoilers, right now I'm at the very end of the movie. So, it may not make any sense to you, even if you haven't watched any of the Terrifier films. But so, they're going to kill the mom. They're like, you get to open your present first. And like, so they open up their present in front of her, and it's like this skull, and there's rats all in it, right? And so they're like, it's Gabby, it's your daughter. And she's like, no. And they're all both crying. No, you know what? They killed the kid off screen and like put her, like ripped her face off and put her skull in this little cage with rats around it. Okay. And maybe not. And then they were like, so Art has this glass tube, like, you know, think of something like this, but something that you can probably put in your mouth, and it's a glass fucking tube, and he fucking jams it in the mom's fucking mouth, dude. And he has this fucking mallet, dude, his hammer, and he starts fucking hitting it, and it's slowly going in. And blood's just dripping everywhere. And then he grabs the rat and he puts the rat down the glass tube to make the rat go down the throat. But the rat doesn't want to go there. But Art pulls out the blowtorch and he starts blowtorching the end of the fucking the glass tube. And so the rats go in. So they put like 2 rats in, and you can see the rat crawling down the throat, and it's like trying to dig their way out of the throat. Freaking gross as hell. And then like Art fucking grabs the throat and like rips it open, I believe. And then the rats fall out of the throat. They land on the floor and they're still alive. And then they shake off the blood like a dog does when it's wet. Fucking gross. So obviously the mom's dead. And then they're like, that's not Gabby. And then they pull out Jonathan's glasses and they put the glasses over that skeleton head that freaking it was in the box, and they're like, it was Jonathan. She's like, no. And so like, what, they killed Jonathan off screen, they killed Gab. Like, are they just pulling a fast one over on us? So Sienna fucking was able they're like, okay, now you're gonna die, but you get to open a present first. So they're like, oh, this is when, till they pull out Gabby comes back out because they had her like tied up somewhere. And so now Gabby's right there, and they're gonna like, fuck, they're gonna kill the little girl. They're gonna kill Sienna. What the fuck is going on? This is absolutely crazy. And Gabby's like the one that says, well, she gets to open her present, and like, which one it is? One behind a tree. And so they give her the fucking present. You know, it's the soul sword. They don't know that. But then before that, she has the chance to open it because she's tied up. So like, she's tied up on a chair like this. And so he has that mallet. Art has that mallet, and he starts fucking swinging it. Bam, bam. And it's like busts her fucking hands all up. It is so gnarly too. It is just like, and the sound effects, smashing her hands. You see her hands are swollen, cut up, blood just coming out of them. And she's trying to get the packaging open, but she has no strength in her fingers. Then fucking Art the Clown just fucking whaps her twice in the shoulder with the mallet. Bam, bam. Just fucking her up, dude. She's got blood everywhere. She's able to fucking pull out the fucking sword, and like, she got out of her restraints, and then she fucking takes down fucking Veronica with the sword. She even takes off what's above her shoulders off, and then her neck wound is just like bleeding, and comes to find out, like, it starts bubbling up and the floor starts to disintegrate below her. So her blood is freaking acid, and like, it's just slowly making a big hole as Art and Sienna are fighting. You know, he's getting up right on her. She stabs him a couple times. And he comes back. She's able to fucking pin him up against the wall. Okay. And fucking he's in the wall, impaled with the soul sword is what it's called, I believe. And so this hole is gotten bigger and bigger, and it looks like it's going to hell or something. Gabby falls down the hole, and she's fucking holding, and Sienna's trying, like, come here, give me your hand. She grabs the soul sword. She gives the handle to Gabby. She's holding on to the blade, and she's trying to pull her up. Oh, we got to get her up. We can't let her fall. And all of a sudden, that sword slips with all the blood, and this rips Sienna's hands, her palms up, and Gabby falls down to the hole and disappears into the smoke, and we don't see her again. And then Sienna looks up at the wall, and the window's busted where Art was impaled, and Art is gone. Sienna now looks down at her hands, and she's got big old cuts going across her hands as they slowly healed right in front of her eyes. And then it cuts to frickin' Art the Clown catching a bus, going somewhere, and it fucking ends right there. That's the ending of the film. And I was like, what happened to Jonathan? How did it all, I mean, there's no way. And then, where's Gabby at? You know, we saw in pretty much like part 2 when Sienna fell down that hole, or she kind of ended up in purgatory. She was able to get out. I was surprised she didn't jump down there. I don't know. See that? It ended right there. Like, the hole's still there. Fucking Laura Rivera, fucking Sienna's in that house. It didn't show any aftermath except for Art getting on a bus and scaring the hell out of some lady, you know, on it. And I think that's just how it cut. So I even stayed through all the end credit scene, and, you know, nothing happened at the end. So I was just damn surprised. I was like, then they really got me thinking that it is going to be a 2-parter, and we already heard part 4 is in its works. Corey says, one of those endings that piss you off, huh? Kind of, but not really. Like, I was like, I'm sitting there watching the film, like, dude, how do I feel about it? How do I feel about it? And even at the ending, I was like, all the little negative things that I said about like them, like missing scenes. This has to be missing scenes, missing dialogue to finish up what they're talking about. But I kind of see where they were going with. They really made a fucking gory ass movie. Like, you want to see what a chainsaw will actually do to a human body. I think that was the goal. But what they do with Veronica, she was talking, but she ends up dying at the end. Like, she was the little pale girl. That's who I couldn't think of. The little pale girl wasn't in it. It was Veronica. Like, she was doing his talking. It was kind of weird. The ending left you on a big cliffhanger. It was just a fucking cliffhanger. So I guess to some people that wanted to see a conclusion of a film that would lead into, like, you know, another part, this was a straight up cliffhanger. Bam, there's another part to it. You only got to see half of the movie is what it is. You got to see the first part of the movie, and now part 4, either like people are going to be really digging this, like, oh, there's going to be more. And like, as long as they finish this fucking story, because the story's not finished in my mind. And with what I know from my, you know, sources, is that this story was a 4-hour movie. And so with them, you know, wanting to put so much in it and wanting to really send Art off on, you know, on a blaze of glory, pretty much send him off in a bloodbath, is they wanted to do it right. And they didn't want to just put a 4-hour movie or try to cut it down to 3 hours, 2.5 hours, what Terrifier 2 was. They said, go ahead, let's go ahead and not cut anything out. Let's have a big story. We're going to give you part 1 and part 2, but they didn't tell the fans about it. You know, I knew about it, and I'm telling you now, that is where they're going with it. And after seeing the film, they're definitely going with it. But yeah, Laura, let's talk about the final girl too. Like, before I went into the movie theater, let me go over here real quick. I might be sideways, but let me find it real quick. We're going to switch over to this. Let's watch this real quick. Walking in with the wife right now to go see Terrifier 3, baby. Man, let's see if she walks out on it. I doubt it because she loves the gore.
I don't even like gore.
She loves it. All right, man. I will see you after the show, and I will tell you if it's any good. You know me, I love me some Laura Rivera. Let's go, Sienna. Let's kick some ass. So yeah, man, I really wanted to see if Laura Rivera, our final girl, was going to kick some ass. And she did kick a little bit of ass, but only there at the end. I mean, I'm so huge on her from part 2 that like I put her in the top pedestal of fucking final girls of all time. And with this one, it's just like we got just enough, but not enough. Like I said, they were holding back. They were just holding back. They're holding back on the story, but they were giving you a ton of carnage and kills is what they did in it. And I'm all down for that, but I kind of want to see, you know, our hero, our final girl, you know, win at the end, which she does, but Art does get away, but we lose Gabby and we don't know where Jonathan is. Maybe he's dead. Both the aunt and uncle were dead. So does she really win, or did, you know, Art win in this one? He lost Veronica. Veronica was supposed to be like his vessel, one of his vessels for a demon to survive on Earth. So maybe we get the little pale girl back in part 4. I don't see Veronica coming back. It was almost like Veronica might become a very popular horror character, like in Halloween time, or, you know, of us spooky people that love scary films, because she really did a lot of talking, a lot of killing in it, and she was creepy. I mean, definitely looked creepy as hell. You know, she was missing that eye. She looked like a damn skeleton, but she painted herself to look just like Art. So, freaking amazing as hell. I mean, the blood, the guts and everything in that was top notch. Oh, I hit the wrong button right there. So, yeah, man, tell me all what you think. If you guys are going to go check this thing out, definitely I would. I highly recommend it. I give it an 8 out of 10, and my ranking may go up from there. I don't think it's going to go down. I think it was a solid 8. It left me wanting more. And when you know that another movie is going to come out and the movie leaves you wanting more, then hell yeah, man. Especially because it's independent, so we don't have to worry about no bullshit studio getting involved, because there's no way in hell the studio would have put out this film. Oh my God. With the bomb that kills all those kids. Even the beginning of the film with him, you know, breaking that house, dressed as Santa Claus, killing, you know, man, it was pretty wild. Like, he cut up, like, even the beginning of the film, like, they opened the door because you hear some aftermath. Like, I don't know what kid was in there, but they show the aftermath and there's body parts just everywhere. And everything looks real as hell, man. Definitely invested, Marcus, man. I love this franchise. I don't want to talk any negative about it because I know where they're going to go with it. Some people may not like that they, you know, pretty much filmed one movie and they're going to cut it into 2 parts. But, you know, that makes us look forward to what's going to come out here. You know, it's probably going to take 2 years for the part 4 to come out. Or maybe they filmed it back to back and we get it next Christmas or next Halloween. That would be amazing as hell. But definitely digging it. Appreciate all you guys here. I'm going to get ready to sign out of the Haunted Basement Studio. I had so much fun talking Terrifier 3 with y'all. And if you're here on the rewind, which hopefully most of you are, you know, consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button. I know this was the comic book channel. Shouldn't be, you know, mixing genres like this. But, man, it's Art the Clown. It's horror. It's spooky season. I loved it, dude. It was great. Great as hell. So, give you guys, I'll be going live on Monday to do the giveaway. The giveaway is right after the show from the experience. So like 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be going on right before Monday Night Football. Probably talk like, you know, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Got an unboxing. Plus I'm giving away my 9.9 CGC slab to one of you mother truckers. So, thank you all for joining me, Triple B in the Haunted Basement Studio. And you guys, you remember, you keep it whore.